Right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Warren's Team Talk. I hope that you're all well and having a great day wherever you are. And that you've had a nice time and you're nice and relaxed and looking forward to all the excitement and drama that's ahead of us this afternoon. Anyway, first of all, before we do anything or say anything else, I just want to apologise about all the madness there was in the lead up to this stream because YouTube and StreamYard, between the two of them, were like giving me all sorts of nightmares. I don't know what the hell was going on, but yeah, it was a disaster, to be quite frank. Anyway, it's all sorted out now, and we shouldn't have any more dramas, hopefully. But anyway, before we get started, can I please ask you to put a like on the video? If you haven't done it already, please subscribe to my channel and please make sure you pass the content around. I'd really appreciate that. Also, thank you very much to all of you who already have subscribed, all of you that have put likes on my videos that I've done, and all of you that have passed the content around. That's really, really great and really helpful, and I really, really do appreciate it, guys. Anyway, so let's get on with it anyway. So there's a couple of comments in the chat already. And we've got Taib Hussein is here. Hi, Taib. How you doing? He says, hi, Warren. Yeah, thanks a lot, Taib. Nice to see you again, mate. I hope you're doing all right. And Taib says, nice haircut, Warren. You look like Arteta. Laugh out loud. Only joking. Oh, my God. Please don't tell me that. The amount of rows that I've had in the last 48 hours with the absolute nonsense that I've seen people come out with on YouTube, and it's just unbelievable. It really is. People saying that, for example, one guy who was on, Hugh Wizzy's channel, saying that Pepe was a waste of space and he wasn't good enough and all this sort of nonsense or something like that. Anyway, and that he was too frustrating and that's why Arteta doesn't trust him. And I just said, well, mate, he ain't going to be able to show what he can do if he don't get played, is he? It's just unbelievable. Absolute nonsense. People talking about having parties if we get top four. What is wrong with people? Why the hell would you want to have a party for finishing fourth? You know, the idea is to win the bloody thing, isn't it? It's just madness. Anyway, Del Boy Gunner TV says, hey, Warren and Taib. Hi, Del Boy. Hope you're all right, mate. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. Taib says, hi, Del Boy. Del Boy Gunner with a thumbs up. So, yeah, excellent. Nice one. Andy Cole or Ian Wright says, Taib Hussein. Ian Wright all day long, mate. What do you think, though, Taib? I'd like to know what you think about it. But for me, it has to be Ian Wright. It has to be. And the other thing about Andy Cole was that he used to have to have at least 4 or 5 chances before he finished one. So he wasn't very efficient in front of goal. And I think Wrighty was a better finisher. And the thing about Wrighty as well, he was completely unpredictable and you never knew what was going to happen with him. And he was in front of goal, he was deadly. So, yeah, for me, it's got to be Ian Wright. Anyway, so let's move on. What's going on? What is it? Right, yeah, so yesterday I was watching the stream that was done by Stephen Featley, and he was doing a charity stream to raise money for the Children's Liver Disease Foundation. And I promised him that I would advertise it today in this stream. So that's what I'm doing. There's a link for it there's a link for the GoFundMe page. So if you want to make a donation to the Children's Liver Disease Foundation, you can do. And also there's a link to their website in the description as well, so you can find out more about what they do. So, anything to do with sick children, that's going to get my support all day long. And that's one of the reasons I got so upset last week when the Russians bombed that children's hospital and the maternity hospital in Ukraine. It was absolutely disgusting. It's the lowest of the low, in my opinion, attacking the children's hospital. I mean, what's that all about? What are they going to do? Like launch loads of attacks against Russian tanks? And no, children, you just don't do that. I'm sorry. Anyway, so yesterday there were some Premier League games, and in those games, Liverpool won 2-0 away at Brighton. Brentford, Burnley, a big relegation battle there. Brentford won by 2-0 to lessen the chances of them having to go down, but puts Burnley back in deep trouble again. And then yesterday, the game at Old Trafford, Ronaldo came out and sent a strong message, in my opinion, to Ralph Rangnick. He scored a hat-trick and Man United ran out winners by 3-2. And they're now back in fourth place in the Premier League. So this is the Premier League table as of this morning. Man City are sitting top. They've got 69 points from 28 games. Liverpool are second, having played 28 games with 66 points. Chelsea are third. They've got 56 points from 27 games. Man United played 29 games and got 50 points. Arsenal are sat in fifth, having played 25 games and 48 points. West Ham are in sixth, having played 28 games and have 45 points. Tottenham are sat in seventh with 27 points, 27 games and 45 points. And Wolves are sat eighth, having played 28 games and they've got 43 points. Now, I just want to bring this up because I've heard all these people saying, oh, yes, Arteta, what a fantastic job he's done and this and that, like making out he's the greatest manager that's ever walked the face of the earth. Let me tell you something, right? If we'd had a decent manager from the start of the season, we would be fully in a title race, right? Because we wouldn't have lost the game against Brentford. We wouldn't have lost away at Everton. We wouldn't have lost away at Manchester United. We wouldn't have drawn a home against Burnley. So there that's another 11 points. Three wins, 4 wins instead of 3 defeats and a draw. So instead of having 1 point out of those 5 games, you would have had 12. So that's another 11 points, which would have put us on 59 points, right? And then that would have put us above Chelsea in third. And then also we would have 3 games in hand on Liverpool and 3 games in hand over Manchester United. If we'd won those 3 games, that would give us 20 points. And that would have mean that we'd then be on 68 points, 1 point behind Manchester City, and we would be 2 points ahead of Liverpool. So we would have been second, a point behind Manchester City, and they've got to play Liverpool at home yet. So that, for me, that says it all. It really does. It just shows you, apart from all the other evidence that's weighed up against this clown, that he's not the right man. He's not. No way, no shape, no how. Anyway, now if we look at the bottom end of the table, Norwich sat bottom with 17 points from 28 games. Watford are sat second bottom with 19 points from 28 games. Burnley, 18th, 21 points from 18 games. 27 games. Everton has sat fourth bottom, 17th. They played 25 games and they have 22 points. Leeds have played 28 games with 23 points. And Brentford have played 29 games and 30 points. And Newcastle are sitting 14th, 31 points from 27 games. So if we look at it, right, from 12th down to the bottom, you've got 16 points separating the bottom 8 clubs, right? And there's still at least, minimum of 10 games to play. Some clubs have got 13 games to play. So there's a lot of points to play. So this relegation battle isn't cut and dried and signed, sealed and delivered by any stretch of the imagination. So there's a long way to go. But I would say at this point that there's 5 teams that are really seriously in trouble, which are Leeds, Everton, Burnley, Watford and Norwich. But it still could go really wrong for Leicester, Brighton, Newcastle and Brentford as well. So, yeah. Taib Hussain says, I'm a righty fan, Warren. Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. I think he's better than Andy Cole all day, every day of the week. I remember seeing Andy Cole play for Fulham, I think it was, against Maidstone United at Dartford, and he slammed in 4 goals against Maidstone. And it absolutely battered them. Absolutely battered them. He could have had 5 or 6. He was just on fire. Arsenal, Taib says, Arsenal currently fighting for that lucrative 4th place trophy. Laugh out loud. Mate, there's no way. I don't believe that they're going to get 4th. I really don't. If you look at the upcoming fixtures, then I just can't see where they're going to get necessary points. I think we've got about 4 or 5 really hard games coming up, and I can see us getting a maximum of 4 points out of it, and that's not going to be enough. Joanne says, hello, my lovelies. Hi, Joanne. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a great day. I was just chatting to someone earlier, Joanne, about your pet shop that you use and how good it is. So we're going to be doing some looking into that later. So after the stream finishes. So thank you very much for giving us that information. We're really, really grateful. Taib Hussain says, hi, Joanne. How are you, my good friend? And Joanne says, shared you out. Thank you, Joanne. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. How did you get on with the fence, by the way? I hope that went well for you. Right. And, oh, my talking cats. Wonderful. It's the cat woman of Norfolk. Right. Anyway, so let's have a look at what the games are today, the 2 o'clock kickoffs. We got Chelsea against Newcastle, Everton against Wolves, Leeds against Norwich, Southampton against Watford, and West Ham against Aston Villa. So the starting lineups today for Chelsea, they've gone with Mendy, Chalobah, Christensen, Rudiger, Sarr, Kante, Jorginho, Mount, Ziyech, Havertz and Werner. And then on the subs bench, they've got Reza Galaba. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Thiago, Silva, Alonso, Barkley, Kovacic, Loftus-Cheek, Saul, Pulisic and Lukaku. And then Newcastle, they got Martin Dubravka, Javier Manquillo, Fabian Schär, Jamal Lascelles, Dan Burn, Matt Targett, Bruno Guimaraes, Sean Longstaff, Miguel Almiron, Jacob Murphy, Chris Wood. And on their bench, they've gone with Darlow, Gillespie, Dummett, St. Maximin, Ritchie, Kraft, Fraser, Gale and De Boyle. I'm going to say a few words in a minute about Chelsea because there's a few things I want to say about that as well and the current situation with them. So Chelsea, they're going for a 3-4-2-1 and Newcastle are going for a 5-4-1. The Everton lineup for today, they've gone with Pickford in goal, Kenny, Coleman being the captain, Holgate, Godfrey, Mykolenko, Tokure, Van de Beek, Gordon, Richarlison and Gray. And then their subbench is Begovic, Keane, Allen, Townsend, Iwobi, Gomez, Rondon, El Ghazi and Dele. And then, we can't even see. Oh, dear, I'm had a right mess of that, haven't I? So the Wolves starting 11 is, we'll do that in a minute when we look at their lineup because that's a mess. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so the Everton formation is going for a 4-4-1-1. And right, okay. So Everton, their lineup is Mahere, Desar, Kilman, Cody, Saiz, and then that's a 3-man defence, and then a 5-man midfield of Castro, Otto, Neves, Dendonka, Raul Martinho, Marcel, Wang Hee-chan, and Jimenez. Their subs bench, by the way, let's just have a quick look at that. Their subs bench for Wolves is Ruddy, 8, Nuri, Podence, Trinisal, Bowley, Silva, Chiquinho, Totti, and Chundle. I suspect that's not the Totti who used to play for Roma as well, though. Let's just make that clear. Then Leeds against Norwich. So this is a massive 6-pointer, this one. Leeds are going with Meslier, Aylin, Dallas, Struick, Lorente, Forshaw, Kilsh, Rafinha, James and Rodrigo, and Bamford. And then on the subs bench, they've gone with Clayson, Creswell, Shackleton, Kosh, Beatty, Harrison, Somerville, Greenwood, and Gelhart. And then Norwich, they're going for a 4-2-3-1 formation. And they've gone with Krul, Williams, Kabak, Gibson, Aarons, Rupp, Lise Malloy, then Rashika, McLean, Sargent, and Pookie. So the formations, Leeds are going for a 4-2-3-1, and Norwich are going, or apparently they disagree with the communications team from Norwich City, and they're saying it's 4-3-3. But as you can see, that's not what Norwich are saying. So anyway, there you go. So Brentford, sorry, not Brentford. What am I talking about? Southampton. They're going with Fraser Foster, Carl Walker, Peters, Jan Bednarik, Mohamed Salisu, Roman Parade, Oriol Romeo, James Ward-Prowse, who's captain today, Will Smallbone, Stuart Armstrong, Shay Adams, Moy El Younusay, and then on the subs bench they've got Caballero, Stevens, Valerie, Diallo, Walcott, Redmond, Broja, Armstrong, and Long. And then Watford, they're going with Foster, Lauzu, João Pedro, Kamari, Sissoko, who's captain, Feminina, Samir, Dennis, Cabasele, Hernandez, and Cooker. And then on the bench, they've gone with Bachmann, Trist, Akong, King, Cleverly, Messina, Cerna, Cathcart, Kaku, and Kayembe. And then the Southampton starting 11, they've gone for their formation is they've gone for a 4-4-2, and Watford are going for a 4-3-3, allegedly. Then finally, West Ham against Aston Villa. So West Ham, they're going for a starting 11 of Fabianski, Johnson, Dawson, Zuma, Cresswell, Rice, Soucek, Fornals, Lazzini, Benrahma, Antonio. So that's the West Ham starting 11. On the subs bench, they've gone with Ariola, Fredericks, Diop, Maswalka, Noble, Krall, Okaflex, Perkins, and Yarmolenko. West Ham and Aston Villa have gone with Martinez, Cash, Chambers, Mings. Mings is captain today. Digne, McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Ramsey, Coutinho, Ings, and Watkins. And on the Villa bench, they've gone with Olsen, Konsa, Young, Arog Buniyam, Santon Buendia, Chukwuemba, Bailey, and Traore. And the formations for those are West Ham are going for 4-3-3, and Villa are going for a 4-3-1-2. So there you go, people. That's the starting 11s and the formations. Yeah, let's get rid of that clown. I don't really want to be looking at his face. So let's see. What should we go with? Yeah, let's put that on. Right, so now what I'm going to do now, I am going to get the usual BBC... What am I doing? Sorry, get the BBC website thing up, BBC Sport. Right, so there we go. The games are kicked off. There's been no goals. Then there's about 2 minutes gone in each of the games. Let's just minimize that to that. Put that like that. And come on. Right. Okie doke. So that's that. Right. So I'm a bit behind with the chat. So let's. And Joanne says, hi, Taib. And Joanne Smith says, I didn't paint the fence. It's been more windy than my bottom after a tin of baked beans. Oh, my God. It's a bit too much information, Joanne. But fair play to you. Taib Hussain says, well, maybe tomorrow it'll be a bit less windy than your bottom after a tin of baked beans, Joanne. And Taib says, oh, my God, Joanne, laugh out loud. Ryan, you probably remember Marcelo Salas and Ivan Zamorano. Who was better in your opinion? Salas, all day long, mate. There were different kinds of players, to be frank, but the two of them worked so well together. They were absolutely deadly. Yeah, and I loved Salas. He was superb. I think it was him. He scored 2 absolutely superb goals against England at Wembley. And, yeah, he was on a different level, mate. He destroyed England that night. I think it was him. Might have been Alexis, actually, come to think of it. But I'm pretty sure one game Salah scored 2 goals against England at Wembley. And, yeah, it was on a different level, mate. He was absolutely fantastic. But the two of them, Zamorano and Salas, they worked so well together. Warren, you're going to get jaw pain with those tough names. Take a break after the stream. Laugh out loud, says Taib, mate, those names are like off the scale, mate. They really are, bless them. But I'm sure people have plenty of problems pronouncing my name when they don't have English as first language, so bless them. Taib, Joanne says, Taib, I'm fine. I've been hanging out the washing. Fair play to you, getting your washing done and all the rest of it. Now you can sit and relax. Make sure you got a nice cup of tea or coffee, and so you can chill out. And she says, Joanne says, I'm cooking roast beef. If I'd lived next door to you, Ron, could brought you some? And oh, bless you. That would have been lovely. Thank you, Joanne. That would have been so nice of you. Thank you. Right. Okay. So that, yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you, Joanne. Right. So let's get that. And okay, so in the West Ham game against Aston Villa, there's been an early chance for West Ham as a drop off the shoulder helps give Said Ben Rama a bit of space inside the box and he lets fly, but his shot is straight at Emi Martinez. Will need better than that to beat a goalkeeper to keep his 10th clean sheet of the season. You certainly will. He ain't going to score goals against Emi like that, that's for sure. And Southampton against Watford. Watford haven't got going at all. Southampton look well up for this. They're firing crosses in and getting in behind. They should be 1-0 up too. Well, there you go. It sounds like Southampton have come flying out the box there. And Arsenal Alex says, hi, everyone. Hi, Arsenal Alex. Hope you're well, mate. I did see that you uploaded a video earlier. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to check it out because I was getting ready for this one. But after this stream's finished, I'm going to go and watch that. Yeah, mate, everyone, make sure you can subscribe to Arsenal Alex's channel. He's got an absolutely fantastic channel. For me personally, and I've said this before, but he does the best shorts on YouTube that I've seen. They're absolutely on point. The way he is able to summarize what he wants to say and do it just like that is absolutely superb. I absolutely love it. Yeah, so go and check him out. His channel's brilliant. He's very passionate about Arsenal as well. He knows what he's talking about, so you're not going to get any of this bloody fourth place nonsense with him, that's for sure. And then, yeah, so go and check him out because he's a great guy and does brilliant videos. Taib Hussain says, hi, Alex. And Arsenal Alex says, let's smash Leicester today. Yeah, let's hope we go to town and do the business. That's 100% sure. Wow, amazing. Thank you, says Arsenal. It's true, mate. 100%. And then, right, so let's see what's going on in these games. God's sake. What the hell's that? Chelsea chairman Bruce Buck is in attendance today. No doubt he's having plenty to deal with behind the scenes, but he's at Stamford Bridge focusing on what's happening on the pitch for the next 90 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Look, my opinion about that is that someone from the higher echelons of the club should have come out and faced the the press. They shouldn't have left it to Tommy Tickle to deal with. I just don't think that's fair on him. I really don't. He's not a politician. He's there as a football coach. He's not there to be a bloody communications officer. So, yeah, they should have answered those questions. The questions in a press conference about the match, yeah, fair enough, but not about things of a highly delicate nature like that, because make no mistake about it, Chelsea are in serious trouble. And if it isn't handled properly, they could go bust. They could. And people might say, yeah, you're overreacting, and so what if they do? Listen, I used to go and watch Maidstone United. I used to follow them around when they were in the Football League, and I saw what happened to that club and how politicians can ignore the wishes of the public and just do what they want, and they killed that club. They killed it. What happened with Maidstone was they had to go and share ground share with Dartford in Dartford, and they left their ground in Maidstone and sold it to a retail outlet called MFI, and otherwise known as Made for Idiots. It was like a self-pack furniture outlet. Anyway, so they sold that because they were in financial trouble, as most clubs at that level were. They were in the 4th division, and they went in ground shared with Dartford. They then sourced some land on the outskirts of Maidstone near the motorway, and they were going to build a 20,000-seater stadium that had hotels on it, that had cinemas, bowling alleys, all sorts of leisure and entertainment outlets and facilities for the general public to come and use. And there was going to be a railway station going there, and lots of car parking and all that sort of stuff. And it would have brought thousands and thousands of jobs to the local community. When the general populace was asked what they thought about it, over 90% of the people in and around Maidstone were in support of it, and they wanted it to happen. And the local council, and there was a woman Tory MP who was on the council at Maidstone at the time. She disregarded what the people wanted. And I remember I was at the council meeting, not because I was a councillor or anything like that, but it was a public meeting. I went along with a load of Maidstone United fans who were mates of mine. And she turned around in the meeting, and when she was pressed about why she was against it, when over 90% of the public were in favour of it, she said, listen, I'm not here to do what the people want me to do. I'm here to do what I think's right. And I thought, well, hold on a minute. You're supposed to represent the wishes of your local constituents. So anyway, there's a goal. It's been 2 goals. Oh my goodness, 2 goals already. Here we go. So there's been a goal at Leeds. There's been a goal at Leeds. It's been scored by Rodrigo. Leeds are 1-0 up against Norwich. And then Southampton are 1-0 behind against Watford at home. So against a run of play by the sounds of it. But let's go and see if we can find out some more about those goals. So first of all, let's go up to Leeds, and the goal was scored by Rodrigo in the 14th minute. It was assisted by James. Let's see if we can find out about how it was scored. So Leeds United 1, Norwich 0. A right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom left corner, and it was assisted by Daniel James. So that's put Leeds 1-0 up against Norwich. 1-0 up against Norwich. A massive goal in the fight for relegation, against relegation. So let's go back now, and let's go down to Southampton and see what happened there. So Watford have taken the lead, which was a bit of a shock because from the reports we saw earlier on, it looked like Southampton were well on top and taking the game to Watford. Southampton 0, Watford 1. Chusco Hernandez, Watford, left-footed shot from the left side of the box to the bottom left-hand corner. That puts Watford 1-0 up at Southampton, and an amazing. If they win this game, that would be an amazing victory for Watford. So as it stands at the moment, Watford move up a place. They're in 18th. It does push Burnley down to 19th, and it puts Watford 1 point behind Everton, who are fourth bottom. So it's an incredible scoreline for me. And Norwich are in now really serious trouble. They're 6 points. If it stays like this, they will be 6 points away from safety. Very, very difficult afternoon by the looks of it. Looks like it's going to be a difficult afternoon for Norwich if it continues on like that. So this is what this councillor said, who she became a member of she was in the cabinet. I can't even remember the woman's name, but she's not, well, I don't like the woman, and you can probably gather that. And as a consequence, the planning permission got rejected, and the club continued to have financial problems because they were ground sharing again at Dartford, which is, how far is it? I'd say it's a good 40 minutes away by car from Maidstone, which doesn't sound that far, but when people are used to being able to walk to the ground and stuff like that, I guess it makes a big difference. And travelling costs and all that carry on. Anyway, so it ended up with the club continued to having to have financial problems. In their first season in the Football League, they nearly got promoted into the old third division, which would be now the third tier of English football. They missed out on that, and they ended up going bust and went out of existence as a consequence. And the reason I'm telling you that is because I firmly believe the reason they went out of business was because of the actions of politicians. And this is what I think is happening here. Yes, Abramovich should have been sanctioned and all the rest of it. But I think they could have taken control of the club's finances away from Chelsea so that they could have been managed by a third party, and they could have, in my opinion, managed the finances so they wouldn't have ended up in financial trouble, made sure the players got paid and sorted out their contracts and all this carry on, so they didn't end up going to the wall. Because I've seen it before, and honestly, it is the worst thing in the world, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And my heart goes out to those Chelsea fans. It really does, and everyone at the club, because people could lose their jobs over this, and they could lose their homes and all sorts of things, and that ain't no laughing matter, let me tell you. And I just think it's been really badly handled. I really do. But anyway, that's enough of that. But I just thought I wanted to tell you about that and tell you what it was like being a supporter, watching your club go to the wall, that because of the actions of a few out of touch politicians and things not being thought through properly. So yeah. And Arsenal Alex says no fourth place loser trophy. Absolutely, mate. I'm not into that at all, and I've been calling it out all weekend on different YouTube channels and putting comments in and calling people out about it. Deluded Gooner, he did a stream the other day and he said Arteta has proved loads of people wrong. And I was going, what do you mean he's proved people wrong? He ain't proved anyone wrong. And then I put in a comment explaining why I felt that. And I think this nonsense, this deluded crap, it needs to stop. It's just madness. Absolute madness. This guy is not going to take Arsenal to a trophy. All these people that want Arteta to remain in the job, I've not seen one of them yet saying that they think he can win a league title. When they get asked, do you think he can win the league title? And they go, well, even Julian, right, is one of the most deluded Arsenal fan I think I've ever met or seen. Turned around and said that he thought it was going to be difficult for them to win a trophy and win a league title. So in that scenario, then why the hell is he here? Because I said to you before, if we'd had a proper manager, we would be at least 11 points better off and have games in hand over City and Liverpool. And if we won those games in hand, we'd be 1 point behind City and fully in a title race. And that's a fact. It is. If you don't believe me, go and work it out for yourselves. All right? Arsenal Alex says I'm streaming in just over an hour. Well, if I haven't finished by then I'll watch it on playback. Other than that, I'll come over and watch it, mate. Joanne Smith says it's like when Wimbledon moved to Buckinghamshire and become MK Dons. Could we one day have a slightly different name for Chelsea? Well, if they move, yeah, you could do. And if they move or if they go bust and have to have a Phoenix club set up, you never know. They could be Fulham because they're based in Fulham. They could be called, I don't know, Fulham Blues or something like that. Who knows? Craig Malloy says, Warren, good afternoon. Will Arsenal be 3-point collecting against Leicester? I think it's going to be a draw, mate, to be honest. I think Leicester, now they've got Vardy back in the team and whatnot, I think we're going to have our hands full with them. I really do. Because that game at their place earlier in the season, after we took that 2-goal early lead, we struggled to contain them. We really did. So don't be surprised if it's a difficult afternoon for Arsenal. Dan Evans says, hello, just woke up. Hello, mate. I hope you're well. Hope you're okay, mate. No prison today then, obviously. Craig, what do you think, though? Do you think we're going to win today or what do you think is going to happen? And Dan Evans says, after my killer of 11-hour trip. Where you been, Dan? That sounds interesting. Where did you go? And Taib says, hi, Dan. Hi, Craig. Right. Okay, so let's get back to the football and see what's going on. Right, so the scores so far. There's 25 minutes gone and all the games, and it's Chelsea 0, Newcastle United 0, Everton 0, Wolves 0, Leeds 1, Norwich 0, Southampton 0, Watford 1, and West Ham 0, Aston Villa 0. Joanne, a question to you. What are the locals saying roundabouts where you live about Norwich and whether they're going to stay up or not? And your family in particular, what do they think about it? Because I don't think it's cut and dry. If they can they need to win today, I think. But if they can get a win today, I think it could kickstart a revival, and I don't think they're doomed yet. I don't, because I think they've got enough quality in their squad to stay up. But let's see what happens today. Because this game against Leeds, it's a massive 6-pointer for me, in my opinion. Craig Malloy says, Ty, big up. Dan Evans says, went to Needham to watch County in the FA quarter final. Is that the trophy you're on about? Or is it the vase, the FA? What? I think it's probably the trophy at the level count you're in, isn't it? But I thought the trophy had got to the final. So what tournament was that, though? And Dan Evans says, banger of a non-league game. We took 500 with us. Or was it a league game? So yeah, but what was it? Was it what do you call it? Was it a National League Cup or something like that? Yeah, let me know, because I'm interested to find out about that, because that sounds interesting. And how did they get on? Taib says, what did the shoes... Oh, here we go. Taib says, what did the shoes say to the black underpants? What's up, my knickers? Jesus. Taib, man, your jokes just get worse, mate, every time. Honestly, you should do stand-up, mate. You really should, because you'd absolutely kill it. It wasn't a league game. We are both non-league. It's the one below the FA Cup. Okay. Sounds interesting. But did you win? Did you win it? So let's get back to this. So yeah, it's still 28 minutes gone, and it's still Chelsea 0, Newcastle 0, Everton 0, Wolves 0, Leeds 1, Norwich 0, Southampton 0, Watford 1, and West Ham 0, Aston Villa 0. And Dan said, yes, we won 3-0. So you're in the semi-final now, yeah? And who will you play in the semi-final? Joanne says, my bro and uncle said they're going down. Oh, dear. It's not good, is it? It really isn't. Yeah, because I think what killed them, what didn't help, was when you had to play Manchester City and Liverpool winning one after the other recently, because up until you played City, up until Norwich City played Manchester City, they'd started to pick up a bit of form, and then they lost both of those games, and then it just smashed their confidence. My bro said Christmas, they didn't even have players to cover the COVID situation. Jesus. I know there was a massive problem with COVID during pre-season and at the start of the season, because a mate of mine's a massive Norwich fan and he was telling me about it. But I thought when the season started, they were doing quite well. And even the game against Liverpool, at Carrow Road when they lost 3-0. I thought they played quite well for large parts of that game. But they played well against Liverpool at Anfield as well, to be honest. But, yeah, it's not looking good for them, is it? Let's be fair. Right, okay, so let's have a look around rest of the games that are going on, see if there's any exciting scores anywhere else. In the Championship earlier today, QPR won 2-1 at Luton. Tottenham's women lost 1-0 at home to Manchester City women. Never mind, eh? Chelsea women are drawing 0-0 with Aston Villa women at the moment. Birmingham City women are drawing 0-0 with West Ham women. Those games are in the Women's Super League. And in the World Cup qualifier, Tonga are going to be playing the Cook Islands, blimey. In the Scottish Cup today, Hibernian beat Motherwell 2-1 in the quarterfinals. So they're through to the semi-finals. I think Hearts got to the semi-finals yesterday as well. So let's just have a quick look because oh, yeah, there it is. It's the FA Trophy, Dan. Yeah, you won 3-0 away at Needham Market. So you've got a semi-final to look forward to. That'll be good. Yeah, and Hearts beat St Mirren 4-2. So Hearts and Hibs are in the semi-finals of the Scottish Cup, and I'm not sure about the other fixtures, but let's see if Rangers and Celtic are playing against Dundee United, and maybe Tuesday there's a game as well. No, doesn't say anything. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that frivolity. So in La Liga, Real Vallecano are drawing 1-1 at home with Sevilla. And the German Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen are drawing 0-0 at home with FC Köln. And Italian Serie A, Fiorentina won 1-0 against Bologna. And Hellas Verona are losing 1-0 at home to Napoli. And the French Ligue 1, Paris Saint-Germain won 3-0 at home to Bordeaux. With goals from Mbappe, Neymar and Paredes. No Messi on the score sheet there. It's interesting. What do people think about this Messi situation? Do you think he's going to stay there by the end of the season, or do you think he'll go off somewhere else? Angers lost 1-0 at home against Reims. Clermont drew 0-0 with Lorient. Metz drew 0-0 with Lens. I've been to Lens' ground. Mad place, absolutely mad. I had some mad adventures. I went to the 98 World Cup in France. My God, what an adventure that was. Strasbourg 1-0 against Monaco. Adelaide beat, who's that? Adelaide United beat Newcastle Jets 2-1 in the Australian A-League. And the Austrian Bundesliga, Austria Vienna beat RZ Pellets. Whack! What a name that is. Austria Vienna won 2-1. Lask won 3-0 against WSG Tyrrell 3-0. And SK Austria Klagenfurt lost 2-1 or losing 2-1 at home against Rapid Vienna. And then I'm not going to go through all these. There's loads of them. Look at them all. So anyway, let's get back to our... And there's been another goal, everyone, while we've been away. And it's come at the St Mary's Stadium. And it's now Southampton 0, Watford 2. Watford 2-0 up now at Southampton. Let's go and check that out and find out what happened. Let's go and have a look. And Chuco Hernandez, right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom right-hand corner. And it was assisted by Jiraj Cooker with a cross. So there you go. Southampton losing at home by 2-0. And so there you go. Watford doing well for themselves there. So as it stands, it's Chelsea 0, Newcastle 0, Everton 0, Wolves 0, Leeds 1, Norwich 0, Southampton 0, Watford 2, and West Ham 0, Aston Villa 0. So as it stands, it would mean that if it stays like that, Watford will move up to 18th, and there will be just 1 point behind Everton, but they would have played 3 games more. Burnley would drop down temporarily to second bottom. They will have 2 games in hand on Watford and just be 1 point behind. And Norwich will be rooted to the bottom of the table on 17 points after playing 29 games. So it's not looking good for them, is it? So there you go. There you go, everyone. My brother and uncle said they're going down. My brother, oh, right, okay. Joanne says, I went in the Disney shop yesterday and some Chelsea tops for sale. They'd said Olaf on them and loads of frozen tops. That is a killer. That's a killer comment, by the way. Oh, dear me. Warren, have you heard of a Chinese lad called Sing? Sing me song. He wants to become a footballer, but decided to join the church choir instead. Laugh out loud. Very funny, Taib. I love it. I love it. And Joanne Smith says, what killed Norwich was when Robert Chase sold all the best players, when Mike Walker was manager, destroyed the club, ripped the heart out of them. Yeah. I remember when Robert Chase was at Norwich, and I remember Mike Walker being manager as well. I think he was manager at Everton for a while as well. Craig Malloy says he's a big-headed git, Humpty Dumpty. Well, he certainly is, especially when he sat on bloody great brick walls and falls down and cracks open. That's for sure. So What are all your predictions for today's game? I mean, obviously, Watford are 2-0 up at Southampton. Do you think they're going to hold on to that lead, or do you think Southampton are going to come back? And what are the predictions for the other games, people? Be interesting to find out what you think. So let's see. Let's have a look at the league table as it is. So here we go. This is the Premier League table. And as we mentioned earlier, Watford are moved up a place. As it stands, it's a live league table, by the way. So if it was to finish like that, as it is, as it stands now, this is what would happen. But yeah, you never know, because things could change around just like that, and there's still a long way to go in all these games. There really is. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, because Burnley lost 2-0 yesterday. Brighton lost 2-0 at home to Liverpool. And Manchester United won 3-2 against Tottenham. And currently, Newcastle are holding, well, I don't know if they're holding on or not, but it's 0-0 at Stamford Bridge. Let's go round and see what the tale of the tape is in those games, as I like to call it. So let's have a look at the match stats and see if we can pick out anything that's going on. Right. So Chelsea have had 72% possession in this game. Newcastle 28, obviously. Chelsea have had 5 shots. Newcastle have had 2. Neither side has had any shots on target, which is a bit interesting. Chelsea have had 4 corners, and Newcastle have had 1. But this is interesting, isn't it? 8 fouls apiece. So it looks like it's a bit feisty, that game. Yeah, it looks like it's been getting a bit heated, shall we say? Everton against Wolves. So 45% possession for Everton, 46% possession for Everton, 54% for Wolves. There's been 4 shots for Everton, 4 for Wolves, 2 on target for Everton, and 1 on target for Wolves. Everton have had 4 corners, Wolves have had 1. And there's been 3 fouls committed by Everton and 7 for Wolves. The thing about this, right, in my opinion, is that Wolves are a very, very difficult team to play against, because they don't concede a lot, right? They don't. And if I was Everton, this is the last team I'd want to be facing at the moment. It is, because you have to work really hard in order to create anything against them, because they're so good and well organised defensively. So it could be a difficult afternoon, and don't be surprised if it ends in a 0-0 draw. Here we go. And Craig Malloy says, what did Daddy Tomato say to the baby tomato? Ketchup. Oh, you two are mad. You and Taib are mad. I'm definitely going to do a comedy stream with you two. I'm going to get you on, and you two can just sit there and you can tell jokes. It'd be wild. The Warren's Team Talk Comedy Store. It'd be wild. Dan Evans says, are Arsenal playing today? Yeah, they're playing at home against Leicester, mate. So that should be an interesting game. Is Vardy playing then? I'm not sure because the lineups haven't been announced yet. But come 3:30, we'll go onto Twitter and have a look. All right, so we can see what the lineup's going to be, and we'll have a chat about the lineup. Okay, so let's go back to this. Let's go up to Ellen Road and see what's been going on in this Leeds Norwich game. It's currently Leeds 1, Norwich 0. Leeds took the lead through Rodrigo in the 14th minute. The goal was assisted by James. So currently, Leeds have 54% possession. Norwich have had 46%. Leeds have had 7 shots. Norwich have had 5. Leeds have had 3 shots on target. Norwich have had 1. Leeds have had 3 corners. Norwich have had 1. And Leeds have made 9 fouls and Norwich have made 5. So there we go. And there's been another goal, everyone. There's been a goal at St Mary's, and it's gone to Southampton, and it's now Southampton 1, Watford 2. So Southampton are staging a fight back. And let's go and find out about that. So we were just about to head down to St Mary's, so an opportune moment, really. So Southampton have scored for El Yunusi. He scored in the 45th minute. The goal was assisted by Shay Adams just on the stroke of half time. So there you go. Let's see how that goal was scored. Mohamed El Yunusi took a left-footed shot from the left side of the 6-yard box to the bottom right corner, and it was assisted by Jay Adams with a headed pass following a set-piece situation. So there you go. And it's now it's half-time, and it's Southampton 1, Watford 2. So they pulled one back. And let's look at the match stats. And it's 59% possession for Southampton, 41% for Watford. And Southampton have had 6 shots, Watford have had 5. Southampton have had 3 shots on target, Watford have had 3 shots on target. Southampton have had 3 corners, Watford have had 2, and Southampton have committed 5 fouls and Watford have committed 7. And so that's the Southampton Watford game. Right, let's go to the London Stadium and see what's going on between West Ham and Aston Villa. They're into the 4th minute of added time there. And it's currently goalless between the 2 sides. West Ham have had 49% possession, and Aston Villa have had 51%. West Ham have had 4 shots, Aston Villa have had 3. West Ham have had 1 shot on target. Villa have had 2. And there have been West Ham have had 3 corners. Aston Villa have had 3. And West Ham have had 5 fouls. And Aston Villa have had 1. So, yeah, there you go. So there we go, people. There it is. So they're still playing at London Stadium. It's still 0-0. 5 minutes of added time. All the other games have reached half time. It's Chelsea 0, Newcastle United 0, Everton 0, Wolves 0, Leeds 1, Norwich 0, Southampton 1, Watford 2, and West Ham 0, Aston Villa 0. Now, I need some help with this because when I started doing these match day things, these match day live, and I really enjoy doing it, I have to say, right? I wanted it to be where I have maybe 3 or 4 people on the stream with me watching the games, watching one person watching one game, someone else watching another game, someone else watching another game. And what we do, we go round to each person in turn to find out what was going on in the game, how it was going. Very, very similar to what it's like on Sky Sports when they do their Saturday afternoon match day thing, you know, when they go to Paul Merson and Paul Merson says, yeah, well, Brighton are pushing really hard. They've had a lot of possession. They've created a lot of good chances, all that sort of carry on. And then he'll be talking and all of a sudden you hear someone shout out, go! And it'll be someone watching the Southampton-Watford game and they go straight away to that person and that person would say, right, yeah, there's been a goal, blah, blah, blah. This is what happened, la, la, la. And this is what I want to do. So I'm looking for people who will be willing to do that. So let me know if you'd be up for that because I'd really like to do it. Now, the only problem is the website that I was using to watch the games off, they've stopped showing Premier League games and they've stopped showing Champions League, Europa League games. All right. So given that that's the case, I can't watch Premier League games anymore. I don't know where to go, how to watch them. So I'm going to have to find some other way to do it. If anyone knows other websites that I can go to watch it, please let me know. If you don't want to put it in the chat here, you can email me. Or if you're interested in doing this thing where you help me out with this Saturday match day live, then email me about that as well because I'd be delighted to have your input. I really would because I think it'd be wild. I really do. So just let me know. Email me. One, if you know any websites I can use to look at Premier League games or football in general, because the one I was using, I can use it to watch all these other sorts of sport. I was watching the cricket the other day on it, the test match between West Indies and England. I can watch boxing on it. I can watch all sorts of things, but they just stopped broadcasting Premier League games and stuff. So if you can email me that, there's the email address that you need to send it to. And also if you want to come on camera and help me out with this match day live thing as well and do what I was saying about where you sit there and you make comments about like one person watches one game, one person watches another, and you talk about that particular game. If it's a goal while we're talking to someone else, you scream out goal and stuff like that, and then we go straight to you. And you can tell us about it, because I think it'd be absolutely wild. It would just, for me, it would take watch-alongs to a different level. It really would. If I got about 5 different people all doing a different one, it would just be awesome. But yeah, let me know. And then Taimi's on again. And Taib Hussein says, "What did the grape say when it got crushed? Nothing. It just let out a little whine." Mate, that is superb. I absolutely love it. That's on the button. I'm going to clip that because I just think that's crazy. Hold on. I just want to clip that because that is humongous. That is absolutely fantastic. And yeah. Oh dear, Taib, some of your jokes are absolutely different level. They are. They're just mad. I love them. What did the grape say when it got crushed? Nothing. It just let out a little whine. That is mad. Joanne Smith says, "I found an app, but I got it on my tablet, but I can't get it on my phone." Well, that's fine. I've got a tablet. I can watch it on my tablet. If you email me the name, then I'll see if I can find it. That would be absolutely superb. If you could do that for me, Joanne, I will love you forever. And that's the email address that you need to send it to. So I can understand why you wouldn't want to like email, put it on in here, but it'd be brilliant if you could. Or you message me in Insta. That'd be great. I'll take a screenshot of app and send it to you. Thank you, Joanne. That'd be really kind of you. Thank you. And Taib, you're funny. He is. He's on a different level, isn't he? He really is. It's absolutely superb. Right. So let's go back. Yeah. And like I said, anyone who's interested in helping out with this match day live, just let me know, because I think it would be absolutely fantastic. So it's half-time in all the games. The half-time scores around the grounds are Chelsea 0, Newcastle 0, Everton 0, Wolves 0, Leeds 1, Norwich 0, Southampton 1, Watford 2, and West Ham 0, Aston Villa 0. I thought I was going to show something else. Anyway. Thank you, Joanne. It looks like I've got a message from you, so I'll have a look at that later. Right. So let's see what the halftime scores are elsewhere. Right. So in Italy, it's Hellas Verona 0, Napoli 1 at half time. Then in French League 1, it's Angers 0, Reims 1, Clermont 0, Lorient 0, That's where Arsenal signed Lauren Koscielny from, apparently, I believe. Metz 0, Lens 0, and Strasbourg 1, Monaco 0. Yeah, I'm going to tell you about my little adventures in Lens. I went to Lens for World Cup 98. Me and my mates, we were lucky enough to get tickets for the game between Croatia and Jamaica when Croatia had an absolutely unbelievable team. They did. It was that team, right? They had Shuker, Prosinecki, Boban, Asanovic, Igor Stimac, Slavan Bilic, Robert Yarni. The only one I can't really remember is the goalkeeper. Then they had this massive striker who played up front with Davor Shuka. And that team, honestly, they should have won the World Cup, in my opinion. They were absolutely superb. It was a delight to watch them playing football. It really was. I loved them. I loved them that much. I even bought myself a Croatia shirt. Anyway, me and my mates, we went out to Lens to watch it because Lens isn't far away from where I live in Kent. In fact, it's closer to me. It's closer to me than going to London to see Premier League games. It really is. And me and my mates even considered going over to watch Lens on a regular basis because it was so close. And we could have gone there. We could have seen like Champions League football. And it was a fraction of the price as what you have to pay in England to get in. And when we were out there, I remember talking to some Lens supporters and they were really enthusiastic about us going over because they said, yeah, we get a lot of fans coming over from Kent to watch us. And yeah, it was really cheap. We couldn't believe how much it was for a season ticket. It was a fraction of a price for them from what that you would pay in England. So we gave it serious consideration. We didn't do it in the end, but we did give it serious consideration. I was well up for it. I really was. Anyway, so we went out there. We went to the Croatia-Jamaica game. It was a fantastic game, brilliant atmosphere. The fans were in party mood. And then after the game, we were outside in the evening. And the Jamaican fans, they like set up this huge sound system in the middle of the square. And this absolutely massive sound system. And they were like pumping out tunes all night long. There were people partying in the street. It was wonderful. It really was. We had an absolutely brilliant time. And then I remember there was one day when I think it was Iran were playing. And there was a group of Iranian lads in this bar watching their game. And they were mad. Every time they got over the halfway line, they started celebrating like they'd scored a goal or something. And it was absolutely crazy. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had, like going to watch football, like being at a World Cup. If you ever have a chance to go to a World Cup, whatever you do, do not pass it up because it's nothing like it. It's on a different level. It really is. It was just absolutely incredible. I loved every minute of it. So, yeah, there you go. I just thought it'd be interesting for you all to hear that. Joanne says, sent you screenshots, laugh out loud. Thank you, Joanne. That's wonderful. Thank you very, very much. And if I can get it working, I might even try and get it working before that Arsenal game this afternoon. We'll see how we go. Anyway, so, yeah, let's see what else we can find. So I'm going to incorporate my adventure in Lons in a future episode of my Groundhopper Diaries series, where I tell you about all the different grounds that I've been to watch football all over the world, because I've had some mad experiences. German fans putting pegs in my hair at Dortmund, and it's crazy. Pegs, like pegs that you used to put washing out on a washing line. It's crazy. It really was. It was absolutely mad. Some of the things that have happened to me while I've been going to watch football, you wouldn't believe. Look at that game in the Austrian Bundesliga, Lask 5, WSG Tyrrell 0. Bloody hell. 70 minutes gone. There's still like 12 minutes left to play. I wonder what the score's going to be there. And Austria Vienna 2-1 up against Pellets. No, how can you call a football club Pellets? That's just crazy. Obviously, it's not in German. It obviously means something else, I would have thought. But I can't remember. I did speak German when I was at school and after I left for a little, because I love languages. I really do. But I can't remember a lot of it. I'm sure it'd come back to me if I started looking at it again. And let's see. Right, so the second half should have started by now, I would have thought. So let's go back and see what's been going on in these Premier League games that we're covering. And the second half has started, in fact. And nothing's changed since we left it. It's still Chelsea 0, Newcastle 0, Everton 0, Wolves 0, Leeds 1, Norwich City 0, Southampton 1, Watford 2, and West Ham United 0, Aston Villa 0. So what's going on? Right. Oh, okay. I understand. And there's been a yellow card. Your book, son. So there you go. There's been a booking, and it's come at Southampton, and Romain Perraud, bloody hell, Romain Perraud rugby tackles Imran Louza and gets a yellow. Very strange challenge. Basically, tried to pick him up. What the hell? How the come is that only a yellow card? That's ridiculous. And there's been another yellow card. Your book, son. And this time, Jacob Murphy is booked as he holds back Hakim Ziyech as the Chelsea forward tries to get away, and the hosts have a free kick some 30 yards from goal. Mason Mount sends the ball in, but beyond everyone and behind for a goal kick. So two yellow cards in the space of 2 minutes there. One at Chelsea and one at Southampton. But the one at Southampton, that just sounds like a madhouse. I mean, if he has rugby tackled the fella and tried to pick him up, right? How the hell is that not red? That's just crazy. And at Everton, a lovely diagonal pass from Daniel Podence as he picks out Johnny on the right. He cuts inside of Vitaly Kolenko, who gives away a free kick in a decent position for Wolves. So it remains Everton 0, Wolves 0. And then That was awful. It was rolled towards Ruben Neves on the edge of the box, but it's never reaching him, and Everton can pick it off with ease. So there you go. Let's carry on. And there's been a goal. There has been a goal. Let's find out where that's happened and who it's gone to. And it's come at Goodison Park, people. It's come at Goodison Park, and it's not good news for Everton. It's Everton 0, Wolves 1, and it's been scored by Conor Coady. And yeah, there you go. It's been scored by Conor Coady in the 49th minute. He puts Wolves 1-0 up at Everton. The goal was assisted by Neves. And let's see if we can find out a little bit more about that. Goal. Everton 0, Wolves 1. Conor Coady, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Header from the centre of the box to the bottom left-hand corner. And it was assisted by Ruben Neves with a cross following a set-piece situation. There you go, people. There you go. So Wolves 1-0 up at Everton. And I believe that means that Everton they're level on points with Watford. And the only reason they're not in the bottom three is because Watford have a worse goal difference than them. There's only 3 teams with worse goal difference than Everton, and that is Leeds with -34, Watford with -26, and Norwich with -45. The rest of the league have better goal difference. So luckily for Everton, they're still in. They're just outside the relegation zone, but it's not looking good for Everton, is it? It really isn't, and I think they're in serious danger, real serious danger. And like I heard someone saying the other day, who was it who said it? That they believed that Frank Lampard wasn't the right man for the Everton job. And I agree with that. I really do. I think they should have appointed someone who's got experience of getting teams out of this sort of situation. And they haven't done it. They haven't. So there you go. But it's not looking good for Norwich. For Everton, and it's not looking good for Norwich either, but that's not what I meant to say. Southampton 1, Watford 2. A few big challenges going in midfield. Kyle Walker-Peters is down, but neither Watford nor Southampton want to put it out of play. Oh dear, it looks like it's getting really feisty at the St Mary's Stadium. Chelsea 0, Newcastle 0. Antonio Rudiger burst into the box after a strong run down the left. He tries to find Kai Havertz, but his square ball is put behind. Mason Mount then takes a pretty dreadful corner that barely makes it a foot off the ground before it's cleared by the first man. And Stephen Warnock, the former England defender on BBC Radio 5 Live at Stamford Bridge, says Chelsea are lacking quality and lacking belief in what they are doing. It is understandable with everything that is going on before the game. This has been a really tough couple of weeks for them, and they need some inspiration. Maybe it's changes. They need an injection of pace in this game. Their passing has been slow and not cutting through the heart of Newcastle. Newcastle are pressing so high and are winning physical battles. It's been too easy for them so far. Yeah, but, I mean, with everything that's going on at that club, I'm not surprised that they're finding it difficult. I'm really not. It must be absolutely horrendous. Because they're probably sitting there thinking, well, am I still going to have a job at this club, in a few weeks' time? It's just mad. So my question is to all of you lot, right? If there's a fire sale at Chelsea, right, and they decide to sell off a load of players, who out of if you had to pick one player out of that Chelsea team, who would you go for? Who would you pick? Leeds against Norwich. Leeds have started the half on the front foot again. They have asked a few questions of Norwich in and around the box, but are yet to have a clear-cut chance. Brandon Williams mops up at the back for Norwich now. Chelsea, Norwich, and Newcastle. Timo Werner is suddenly in behind. He done stand well to stay onside to chase the ball over the top, but his first touch lets him down and the goalkeeper gathers. Southampton at Watford. Yao Pedrick goes down in the box under pressure from a few Southampton players, but he won't get anything. And Leeds 1, Norwich 0. Jack Harrison whips it in from the left, but Daniel James' volley is blocked. Decent build-up, though. Everton 0, Wolves 1. And Raul Jimenez volleys it again, but he's scuffed and bounces harmlessly past the right post. He's getting into some dangerous positions, though, and Everton have been shaky since the restart. There you go. And Stephen Warnock again is saying Timo Werner has been poor since he came to Chelsea. There was a lot expected of him. He really shone at Leipzig, but he's been poor for Chelsea. Maybe they're just not playing it. They're not using him properly. Who knows? I don't know. Video assistant referees involved at Chelsea. Now, is it a penalty? To Travio Shalabar has a lot of Jacob Murphy's shirt in his hands as the two tussle inside the Chelsea box. Eventually, Murphy goes down, and VAR has a look at it, but is satisfied that it's not a spot kick. Well, if he's grabbing his shirts and he's pulled him to the ground, I mean, surely it has to be a penalty. And Everton against Watford, Richarlison nods it off the outside of the post. Anthony Gordon with another brilliant cross, and it's not too far away. So it looks like there's been a really close shave there. And Stephen Warnock says, I don't know why that isn't a penalty. It's great play from Jacob Murphy. He chops Chalabar inside out and he grabs hold of his shirt. I don't know why that is not a penalty. He pulls him back not once but twice, and I completely agree with him. If that's what's happened, then it should definitely have been a penalty. Leeds, Norwich, there's been a substitution. Leeds are still causing problems. They're getting it in behind down the left, but they just can't find the final touch. Goal scorer Rodriguez is off, and he's been replaced by Robin Koch. Robin, yeah. I remember years ago, a mate of mine, when Arsenal brought Robin van Persie in the team, he just said to me, when was the last time a team had a fella by the name of Robin in the side and went on to win the league title? And I couldn't think of one. West Ham 0, Aston Villa 0. Now Aaron Creswell is down injured. West Ham can do without him going off because he has put some good deliveries into the box. So there we go, people. And there's a couple of chats in the box. Craig Malloy, Everton are seriously in danger of being relegated. 100%, mate. If they don't get their act together, they're going, and that's all there is to it. And to be honest with you, I think they'll have problems coming back up again. I really do. It's not. I've heard loads of people. I've never supported a team that's been in the Championship or Second Division or like the second tier of English football, but loads of people tell me it's a really difficult league to get out of. Craig Malloy says Rudiger. Yeah, mate, I'd like Rudiger as well. And I'd certainly like to have one of their midfield players, that's for sure. I'm not too sure about the strikers, but certainly Rudiger and one of their midfielders I'd definitely be up for having. So I completely agree with you, Craig. He's certainly damn sight better than bloody Ben White, that's for sure. £50 million for that bloody rubbish. Jesus Christ. Brighton certainly saw Arsenal coming when we went in and gave them £50 million for that. And West Ham against Aston Villa. Lucas Fabianski produces a superb save to turn Danny Ings' shot onto the post. That's been the best chance of the game so far. Meanwhile, Aaron Creswell can't continue, so he's replaced by Ryan Fredericks. That's 2 enforced changes in quick succession for the Hammers. It's not good, is it? Southampton against Watford. Mohamed Salisu heads it over from a James Ward-Prowse cross again. Inches. He's had a few opportunities now, and there's another substitution. This one's come at Chelsea. Chelsea make a double change. They look to spark this game into life. Romelu Lukaku is on for Timo Werner, while Mason Mount makes way for Mateo Kovacic. And then Southampton against Watford. No shot on target yet in the second half as Oreo Romeu picks up a yellow for killing a Watford counter-attack. So it looks like there's been a booking there. So come on, guys, let's get that card out. Your book, son. And Craig Malloy says Ben White can't jump. He certainly can't, mate. And there's a few other things he can't do as well, like tackle people and header, which is quite damning, really, when he's supposed to be a centre-back, isn't it? Not impressed with him at all, mate, to be quite frank. Still, there you go. And let's have a look. So, with 65 minutes gone, the midpoint of the second half is Chelsea 0, Newcastle United 0. It's Everton 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Leeds United 1, Norwich City 0, Southampton 1, Watford 2, and it's West Ham 0, Aston Villa 0. And the big game yet to come today, obviously, is the game between Arsenal and Leicester City. What's your predictions, guys, for that game? Do you think Arsenal will get a win? Do you think it'll be a draw like I do? Or do you think Leicester are going to take the 3 points? Put it in the comments what you think's going to happen. Let's see. Let's see if we can see what's going to happen. And I'm just going to... I'm just looking to see if the teams are out yet for the Arsenal match. No, it doesn't look like the teams are out yet. We'll have another look again in a minute. Craig's saying he's going for Arsenal to win by 2-1. Good shout, mate. Good shout. Because I think Leicester are going to score. Definitely. And I've gone for a 1-1 draw, to be honest, because I think this business about all our goals coming from midfield players, it can't continue. We need strikers to start banging goals in. But Lacazette and Nketiah, they're not cutting the mustard, are they? They're not. And they're both leaving in the summer, and given the way that Arteta is, and his growing reputation for being an absolute nightmare to work under, I think we're going to struggle to get anyone to come to the club. I really do, and it's going to be, I think, next season, if we're not able to sign a top class striker, I think we're going to struggle. I really do. People might say I'm being negative, but where's the goals going to come from? You can't expect all your goals to come from midfield players. It's not sustainable. No, I can't remember the last team who had a situation where their midfield players were banging more goals than the strikers. And there are defenders in this league who have scored more goals than what Lacazette has, which, when you think about it, that's absolute mad. It's mad. I mean, how can that even happen? It's crazy. But yeah. Anyway, so Joanne says he's not exactly appealing. Mikel to come, not a Simone, laugh at. Like, well, he ain't, is he? I mean, everyone going on about him being the second coming of bloody Pep Guardiola. But what has he actually achieved? We've had 2 8th place finishes. We're on course to let in more goals than what we did last year, even though apparently, allegedly, if you listen to our crazy fans, he's fixed the defence. Well, clearly he hasn't fixed the defence if we let in more goals than what we did last year, has he? It's just an absolute madness. These people, they don't know what bloody day of the week it is. Clearly, they're off their heads. absolutely off their heads. They absolutely know dick shit about football. I wouldn't trust them to bloody sit on the toilet the right way, let alone have a valid opinion about football. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, it's no wonder this club is in a bloody mess when you've got people like that spouting shit like that. It's just unbelievable. Anyway. So let's catch up with what's going on. And the teams are out by the looks of it. So let's get... Right, here we go. So... So let's share the screen. I'm going to show you the team. And right, here we go. So here's the team. Right, so it's Ramsdale, Cedric, White, Gabriel, Tierney, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, and Lacazette. And on the bench, we've got Leno, Holding, Tavares, Swanson. Who the hell's Swanson? I've never heard of him. Lokonga, El Neni, Pepe, Smith Rowe, and Nketiah. So no Pepe again. Jesus. And yeah, people will be saying, yeah, well, he can't be trusted. Well, he ain't going to be able to prove what he can do if he don't get played, is he? Absolute joke. So let's have a look at the Leicester team. So Leicester, they're going for a 4-1-2-2-1, and they're going with Schmeichel, Thomas, Sciencio, Amate, Ricardo, Mende, Dewsbury Hall, Madison, Barnes, Albrighton, and Iheanacho. The substitutes bench, they've got Jakovic, Justin, Tielemans, Ayoze, Chowdhury, Westergaard, Ndidi, and Daka, and Lookman. So there's no Vardy for Leicester today. So I guess that is good news for Arsenal. That's good news for Arsenal. Right, so let's get the... Let's get the... Right, okay, so, and there's been a goal at the London Stadium. And it's gone to West Ham. It's West Ham United 1, Aston Villa 0. So let's go and see if we can find out about that. And it's come in the 70th minute, and it's been scored by Yarmolenko in the 70th minute, and it was assisted by Ben Rama. It's West Ham 1, Aston Villa 0. That could have cause big changes at the top of the table. I think West Ham may have even climbed above Arsenal. Yet they have. West Ham are now in 5th. Arsenal are in 6th. They're both on plus 12 goals. However, Arsenal will, as it stands, will have 4 games in hand over West Ham. Arsenal obviously playing this afternoon, but if they lose, they'll be down to 3 games in hand. So West Ham currently 1-0 up against Aston Villa. And the rest of the games, it's still Chelsea 0, Newcastle 0. 11 minutes to go there. It's Everton 0, Wolves 1. 15 minutes to go at Goodison Park. It's Leeds United 1, Norwich City 0. 12 minutes to go at Ellen Road. It's Southampton 1, Watford 2. 11 minutes left to play at the at the St Mary's Stadium, and it's West Ham 1, Aston Villa 0. And there's 16 minutes to go at the London Stadium. So, yeah, West Ham climb above Arsenal into 5th place as it stands. Tottenham dropping down at the moment to 8th, and Wolves are up to 7th. As it stands, they're just 2 points behind Arsenal. But Arsenal have 4 games in hand over both Wolves and West Ham. And they've got 4 games in hand over Manchester United. And then at the bottom end of the table, Watford, as we mentioned earlier, are up to 18th in the table. They're level on points on Everton, who are in 17th with 22 points. And Burnley are in 19th on 21 points. So there you go, people. We're up to date with all the scores and how it affects the Premier League standings. So let's carry on. And Will Perry from BBC Radio 5 Live is saying that goal is bigger than football. It had to be him. What a beautiful moment it is for Andrei Yarmolenko, who gives West Ham the lead. He cannot hold back the tears. Some things are bigger than football. That goal is bigger than football. Yeah, I 100% agree, mate. 100% agree. And must be such an emotional moment for Andrei Yarmolenko. It really must. There's been a substitution at Stamford Bridge, a final change for Chelsea, as Marlene Sarr, who's replaced by Christian Pulisic, Captain America as he's known. There's 10 minutes left for someone to find a winner. Southampton 1, Watford 2. Emmanuel Dennis drags it wide of the post for Watford at the other end. And Southampton are searching for an equaliser, but they haven't played great at all this afternoon. They're having to scrap. But yeah, sometimes you have to. Sometimes you can't always play fluent, open attacking football and play your best football. Sometimes it just doesn't flow and it just doesn't happen. and that's when you have to roll your sleeves up and scrap and fight. And that sounds like what Southampton are having to do. But they're behind. They're losing at home to the second place team and second from bottom team in the table. And so let's see if they can find an equaliser, or maybe Watford will get a third one. Anyway, so it's Leeds 1, Norwich 0. There are 3 or 4 players back to kill a Norwich attack in the box before Daniel James breaks down the right. So there you go. Joanne Smith, you heard of the Titanic iceberg ahead? It's the Emirates convoy. You heard of the Titanic iceberg ahead? It's the Emirates convoy ahead. Exactly, Joanne. Exactly. Craig Malloy says Pepe on the bench again. Yeah. You know, what does he have to do to get a game? And seriously, do you know what I mean? If I was him, I would just say, listen, just fucking cancel my contract and let me go. You obviously don't want me here. Just let me go. And I tell you what, if I was him, I would not be signing another new contract. And I'd be tomorrow, I'll be handing in a transfer request, because this is a joke. An absolute joke. That man wouldn't be able to manage people if his life depended on it. He is absolutely useless. Useless. Absolutely useless. And Chelsea 0, Norwich, Newcastle 0. Chelsea has suffered just one home defeat all season, but they've dropped a few points at Stamford Bridge. It's looking like 2 points dropped here as Newcastle close in a 10th game unbeaten in the league. Shaw has been outstanding, says Stephen Warnock. Fabian Shaw has been outstanding today. Every single ball that has come into the box, he's covered. His levels since the new signings have come in have gone up. The Newcastle fans are desperate for him to sign a new contract. Leeds and Norwich, off the crossbar, Rafinha curls a stunner from the edge of the box, but he bounces off the top of the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Everton against Wolves, Ruben Neves is in space on the edge of the box, but it's straight at Jordan Pickford. He's played over the top immediately for Dele Alli, but he's offside as he tries to round Jose Sarr. Southampton have gone. Southampton have gone close against Watford. James Ward-Prowse curls it, and it's just over the bar. It ripples the top of the netting as it goes over. And there's a substitution at the St Mary's Stadium. Josh King is now on for Emmanuel Dennis. And there can't be much longer to go in these games. So it's 3 minutes to go, and Stamford Bridge, and it's still Chelsea 0, Newcastle 0. 8 minutes to go at Goodison Park, and it's Everton 0, Wolves 1. 4 minutes to go at Ellen Road, and it's Leeds 1, Newcastle 0. Sorry, Leeds 1, Norwich 0. And 2 minutes to go at the St Mary's Stadium, and it's Southampton 1, Watford 2. And there's another goal at the London Stadium. And it's gone to West Ham, and it's West Ham 2, Aston Villa 0. So let's go and check that one out. And here we go, people. And West Ham second goal, Pablo Fornells. West Ham United makes a left-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom left corner, assisted by Saeed Benrahma following a fast break. Fantastic for West Ham. And there you go. West Ham are now clear of Arsenal in 5th. They've got 1 goal, better goal difference than Arsenal, and they're both on 48 points. So they're above Arsenal on goal difference. So, yeah, West Ham are now in 5th, Man United are in 4th, and Arsenal are in 6th. And Wolves are closing the gap on Arsenal. They're just 2 points behind now, but Arsenal do have 4 games in hand on both West Ham and Wolves. So there you go. So, and there's been a goal at Stamford Bridge. There's been a goal at Stamford Bridge. And Chelsea have broken the deadlock in the last minute of normal time. And it's come from Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz has given Chelsea the lead. And let's find out what happened there. Kai Havertz takes a left-footed shot from the centre of the box and gives Chelsea the lead. It's Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 0. And that rather cements Chelsea's 3rd place position in the league for the time being. And it's now the latest scores in these games. It's Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 0, Everton 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Leeds United 1, Norwich City 0, Southampton 1, Watford 2, and West Ham United 2, Aston Villa 0. So there you go, people. It's coming to a dramatic end in the games this afternoon. And the Leeds Norwich game, and Daniel James has been bundled all over, and it's all kicking off again. And there's a VAR check for a possible penalty at the St Mary's Stadium. There's a possible handball from Watford. Is there a late chance for Southampton? And the penalty has not been given. Christian Kabasele is extremely relieved, and Southampton are still trailing by 2-1. So yeah, we nearly had a dramatic end to the game there at the St Mary's. So it's still Southampton 1, Watford 2. And Chelsea Newcastle game has moved into added time. It's Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 0, Everton 0, Wolves 1, with 3 minutes to go. Leeds 1, Norwich 1. And there's been a goal at Leeds. A goal, and what drama here. What drama at Ellen Road. Norwich have equalised. It's Leeds United 1, Norwich City 1. And let's see if we can find out what's happened. Kenny McLean of Norwich City takes a left-footed shot from the centre of the box to the centre of the goal, and it's been assisted by Timo Pukki with a cross, and he gives Norwich an equaliser. It's Leeds United 1, Norwich 1, and there you go. So that certainly gives Norwich a lifeline. A point is better than no points at this stage of the season. And it's Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 0, Everton 0, Wolves 1, Leeds 1, Norwich 1. In the second minute of added time there, Southampton 1, Watford 2. Also in the second minute of added time. And it's West Ham 2, Aston Villa 0 with 2 minutes left to play. And there's been a yellow card at Stamford Bridge. Your book, son. And Dwight Gale is on for Newcastle and is immediately booked for a foul on Jorginho. Gale had come on for Jacob Murphy, while Ryan Fraser replaced Javier Manquillo. The first touch is out of this world, says Stephen Warnock. And he's talking about the Chelsea-Newcastle game. It's outstanding from Jorginho and Kai Havertz. The first touch with his left foot is absolutely out of this world. He stops it dead. And there's been a goal! There's been another goal! And it's Leeds have scored again. Oh my goodness. Surely now that's the point secured for Leeds. They've taken a 2-1 lead. What drama. And Joe Gelhardt from Leeds United takes a left-footed shot from very close range to the high to the centre of the goal, and it's been assisted by Rafinha. So it's now Leeds United 2, Norwich City 1. So looks like Norwich's hopes of getting something from this game was short-lived. And the game at Stamford Bridge has finished. It's ended Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 0. Kai Havertz grabbed the winner there for Chelsea in the 89th minute. The goal was assisted by Jorginho. And then the other scores as they stand is Everton 0, Wolves 1. In the 90th minute, in the 2 minutes of added time being played there so far, it's Leeds 2, Norwich 1. And we're into the 6th minute of added on time. At Ellen Road, it's Southampton 1, Watford 2, and there's 7 in the 7th minute of added on time there at the St Mary's Stadium, and there's been a goal at the London Stadium. Jesus, this game. And these games have gone goal crazy in the last few minutes. It's now West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1. And let's see what happened there. And Jacob Ramsey, Aston Villa, takes a right-footed shot from outside of the box to the bottom right corner, and it was assisted by Emilio Buendia. So there you go. And some games are finished now. It's ended Everton 0, Wolves 1. And it's ended Leeds United 2, Norwich City 1. And the Southampton game, they're into the 8th minute of added on time. And it's Southampton 1, Watford 2. And it's West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1 at the London Stadium. And they're into the first minute of added time at the London Stadium. Let's catch up with the chats, because you people have been kindly putting in chats in here and I haven't been able to do anything with them. Anyway, so Craig Malloy says he's a dark horse. Yeah, it certainly is, mate. A dark horse who never gets out of the stable. Those canaries always falling off their perch. They certainly are, sadly. Sadly for my mate. Anyway, Chelsea have scored. Yep. Thanks, Craig. Taib says, can February and March? No, but April, May. Oh, my days. Can February, March? No, but April, May. Jesus, mate, you're on a different level, mate. You really are. Oh my days. You are extremely entertaining, mate, Taib. You really are. That's 100% sure. And 9 minutes of added time so far at the St Mary's Stadium, and it's Southampton 1, Watford 2, and West Ham 2-1 up against Aston Villa. And if I was a Watford boss, if I was Uncle Roy, I'd be tapping my watch now at the referee and going, what's going on, mate? How much bloody added time are you going to play? 9 minutes. It's ridiculous. It is. It's mad, people. So, yeah, West Ham are up to 5th in the Premier League. They're above Arsenal on goal difference. Wolves have moved up to 7th. They've gone ahead of Wolves by 1 point. Tottenham are down to 8th. But Tottenham have 2 games in hand over Wolves, and Arsenal have 2 games in hand over Tottenham, and they have 4 games in hand over West Ham and Wolves, and 4 games in hand over Manchester United, 3 over Chelsea, 3 over Liverpool, and 3 over Manchester City. And Arsenal still have 13 games left to play. That's 39 points up for grabs. And the most amount of games that anyone's played so far in the Premier League is 29. So those clubs who have played 29 still have 27 points to play for. So anything could still happen. And Watford have moved up to 18th now, and they're level on points with Everton, with a far inferior goal difference. Burnley are down to 19th on 21 points, but they do have 2 games in hand over Watford, and Everton have a game in hand over Burnley. But when you're at the bottom end of the table, games in hand are of no use whatsoever, because it's really difficult trying to pick up points at this stage of the season when you're down the bottom of the table. So, yeah. And it's finally finished at the St Mary Stadium. It's Southampton 1, Watford 2, and 5 minutes of added on time at the London Stadium, and it's West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1. So they're still playing there. Craig Malloy says, it's bad when you realise your wheelie bin goes out more than you do. Craig, mate, that's wild. That is absolutely wild. The two of you together are just, you two are outrageous. You really are. I'm just clipping all these comments because they're hilarious. They really are. You two, the Chuckle Brothers. And it's finished at Upton Park, at the London Stadium. It's finished West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1. Right, so here we go, people. No, it doesn't want to let me do that. Okay, so the Premier League games today. It's ended Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 0, Everton 0, Wolves 1, Leeds 2, Norwich City 1, Southampton 1, Watford 2, West Ham United 2, Aston Villa 1. Right, so let's have a look at the Premier League table. And here we go. Here it is in all its glory. So it means after today's games, well, we've got one more game to play, which is the Arsenal-Leicester game. West Ham currently sitting 5th, level on points with Arsenal, but they have a superior goal difference, despite what that table tells you. Their goal difference is plus 13, and Arsenal's is plus 12. Wolves are in 7th. They're 1 point ahead of Tottenham. Wolves are in 7th. Tottenham are in 8th. Tottenham do have 2 games in hand over Wolves, though. And Aston Villa are now in 9th. They're 9 points behind Tottenham. And Tottenham have a game in hand over Aston Villa. So, yeah, there you have it. And then down the bottom end, but Norwich are rooted to the bottom of the table. They're 4 points behind 19th place Burnley. And Burnley have 2 games in hand over Norwich. Burnley are on 21 points from 27 games. Watford are 1 point ahead of them in 18th. And having played 2 games more than Burnley. Watford are on level on points with Everton, but Everton have played 3 games less. Leeds are 4 points ahead of Everton, and then Everton have played 3 games less. Brentford have played the same amount of games as Leeds, but are 4 points clear of them. And Newcastle have played 28 games and have 31 points. So it's still very much up for grabs there, the relegation places, I would say. A great day's entertainment again, everyone. I hope you've really enjoyed that, because I certainly have. It's been drama non-stop, especially with the Chuckle Brothers' jokes as well to keep us entertained. Absolutely loved it. Thanks very much, guys. Seriously, it's been wild. So let's get back to this. So I'm going to wrap it up now, people, and let's get this back up, and let's go down here because there's just a couple more things I want to say. Yeah, don't forget, everyone, there is a petition. The link for it is in the description of this video, to tell Arsenal we don't want Mikel Arteta to get a new contract at the club. It's on the change.org website. It's completely free of charge to sign it. Just click on the link and it will take you there, and follow the instructions on the screen. Yeah, let's put some pressure on Arsenal and stop this from happening, hopefully. Probably we won't have any impact, but at least we can try. Yeah, want to big up the Gooner Claude Trust. The Gooner Claude Trust offers opportunities for disadvantaged kids to have a day out at Arsenal in the best seats in the house at the Emirates Stadium, to watch a Premier League game. So yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity for young kids to go there and have that experience. So there's a link in the description for the Gooner Claude Trust as well. So go and check out what they do. And it also tells you how to support the work they do if you want to do that. And then I just want to big up all these YouTube channels as well. The Old Skool Gunner, Arsenal Alex, who has been in the chat this afternoon. Big up to him. I think he might be streaming at the moment. If he is, go over and check him out and tell him that I sent you. There's Drawn by Dre, the Aussie Gooner. I think he might be coming back soon, guys. So when he does, make sure you check him out, because he's absolutely superb. He says it as it is, and yeah, he's a top man. He deserves all the support we can give him. Diesel Arsenal. What can I say about this fella that hasn't already been said? The man can talk for England, and he talks 100% facts and keeps it real all the time. And his streams are amazing. He can be talking for 2 hours, and when he's finished, it only feels like you've been watching him for 5 minutes. It's insane. It really is. And he's fantastic. The way he delivers his streams are absolutely amazing. And then there's Del Boy Gunner TV. Del Boy, another mad, passionate Arsenal fan. He delivers. He broadcasts his YouTube channel out of a bar in Dublin, and he's passionate Arsenal fan, and he's got an excellent channel. So the links to all these channels are in the description of the video. All you have to do is click on the link and it will take you there, and you can go and check them out, subscribe to them, put likes on their videos and all that sort of stuff. Make sure you share their content around. Support the guys, because they really do excellent work. So thanks a lot, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I'm sure you won't be disappointed if you go and check them out. And Craig Malloy says Chelsea have scored. Yeah, they did. They certainly did just before the end. Craig Malloy's, yeah, we've had that one. Joanne says, enjoyed the show. Thanks, Warren. You're very much welcome, Joanne. I'll message you later. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks very much, everyone, for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for everyone who's going to watch this on playback as well. I just want to thank Joanne Smith and Craig Malloy, Taib Hussain. Craig Malloy and Taib Hussain from this point forward are going to be known as the Warren's Team Talk Chuckle Brothers. And then we also had, who else do we have in here today? Dan Evans and Arsenal Alex and Delboy Gunner TV. So yeah, thanks very much to all those guys, and thanks very much for watching, everyone. I really, really do appreciate whether you've been in the live chat or whether you've watched this on playback. I love you all exactly the same, and I appreciate all of you exactly the same. Thank you so much for all your support and help. I really do appreciate it. And have a great rest of your day. Remember to share some love and kindness around the world. And also, please, what was else I going to say? Yeah, please don't forget to like my video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And please remember to pass the content around. I'd really, really appreciate that. So once again, thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you all again really soon. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.